Hello, world. It's Curtis Potter with Boundless Motivation. Today, I wanted to talk to you about being the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And of course, today I'm talking about this because they are considering Tom Brady the greatest of all time in the National Football League. Now, they said that regardless if he wins or loses today, because it didn't matter what team he's on, he is always striving to be the greatest he possibly can. And he's even talking about playing until he's 45. He's really just stirring up, all the questions in the National Football League of how long you can actually play as a player. And it's amazing. Now, being that I'm a Colts fan, not a Ravens fan, I'll talk to you about this jersey in just a second. But being a Colts fan, I kind of despised Tom Brady and the Patriots, not because of the whole cheating scandal or anything like that. But more just because they took the Colts out of the playoffs and winning, their chances of winning the Super Bowl. But I love seeing people who just step up and strive to be the greatest of all time, like Tom Brady. I got to give credit where credit is due. Man, you are amazing and you have changed football. Now, see, in the post Super Bowl interview, they said, Tom, everyone is saying that because you got here today and not even considering what you're going to do before you leave the National Football League, you are the greatest of all time. And they said, how did you do that? And he said, well, to be honest, first it started with making a decision and then doing that every single day, even when I didn't want to. And he even mentioned that there were times where his wife was just saying, you need to stop. You need to get out of the NFL. The media is telling him, hey, you need to get out of the NFL. You're too old. You can't do this. You're going to Tampa and you can't. But the thing is he said, you know what? I knew what was in my heart and I knew what I was capable of, which is anything you set your mind to. And I was going for it. And I'm not going to stop and I'm not going to get out of the National Football League until I'm ready. So, the GOAT, it may just be said in sports, but I want you to think about what would it mean to be the GOAT in your life. See, this Ravens jersey, so we'll get to this jersey because I've never really been a Ravens fan, but Mr. Paul Kirby was a great friend of mine and mentor, one of my youngest mentors that I had in my life. His name was Paul Kirby. He stepped up to be a mentor to me when I was, I'll tell you, I was just this kid who I wasn't seeing my dad. He had kind of walked out of my life for a little bit, and I was acting out. I was acting a fool. I was just a hellion, a force to be reckoned with. And I was acting out because I didn't know how to communicate just what I needed as a kid. But Paul stepped up, and he was about 4 years older than me. And he just stepped up to be my mentor and guide me and help me and just really inspire me and reminded me of what I was capable of. So you know what? I think Paul Kirby, before he passed away, man, he was the GOAT. He didn't get paid to step up, not in money on this earth, but I'll tell you what, up in heaven, I guarantee you God was applauding him for stepping up and being that mentor to where I still rep this jersey for one of my best friends that passed away. Every single time the Colts don't play, I'll rep this jersey. So back to what would it mean for you to be the GOAT in your life? So I just thought of some different topics of where you can be the GOAT. A leader, a teacher, a coach. We can never use too many of them. A grandparent, a great-grandparent, a father, mother, a husband or a wife, or even a significant other. Like if you're trying to get a ring on that finger someday, then what would it look like for you to step up and be the greatest significant other that your girlfriend or boyfriend has and really make them not even question, like, I want to marry this person. And then after you do get the ring on that finger, how can you be the GOAT in your relationship and really just bring that to the table. Like, I'm going to be a leader and I'm going to continue to lift up this relationship because you know what? One day we'll have some kids. Even if you don't, like, how can I be great leaders for other people? Like kids that are just walking down the sidewalk and they see this couple holding their hands and the guy opening the door for his woman and people treating each other great. Like, how can you step up and be the GOAT as a son or a daughter, a cousin or a friend, a boss or an employee? You know what? A forgiver, an inspirer, a lover. How can you be the greatest lover that you know? Like, regardless, I'm going to give you grace, mercy, love. We're all human. We make mistakes. And I'm just going to love you no matter what. I'm going to love you on your good days. I'm going to love you on your bad days. There's so many different ways where we can be the GOAT in our life. And today I invite you to think about, how can you be the GOAT in your life? What can I do to make this world a better place? And even if we're not rooting for Tom Brady today, because to be honest, I'm rooting for Patrick Mahomes. But how can we be the GOAT like Tom Brady? Someone who chooses every single day that I'm going to step up. I'm going to be the best that I can be, regardless of what happened yesterday. Because you know what? I'm sure there's days where he realized he messed up. He threw a couple too many interceptions on Sunday, but I'm going to get right back up on Monday. And I'm going to be the greatest in practice. Because you know what? Practice makes perfect. Practice is what set him up. He even said that today, that it was back in April that got him here today in the Super Bowl. Months ago. What you plant today, you will reap later on. So how can you today be the GOAT to set you up for a great rest of your life and be a role model for anybody that's watching you? If this helped you today, if you know some people who would really benefit from hearing this video, where you know they have greatness in your life, which you can really send this to anybody because we all have greatness inside us. Please comment, share, like, send it to them in email, text, just whatever you can do to help get this out there. Because imagine in this world if more of us stepped up to be the GOAT in our lives. I love you all. If you love seeing these videos, check out my YouTube channel, Curtis Potter Jr. on YouTube. It's Curtis with a K. Check it out, share, like, subscribe. I appreciate you all. And I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl. And it really, really opens up your brain of how I can be the greatest in my life. So you know the drill. Be boundless.